So you want to know how to start a 6-figure content creation business, but you have no idea where to start? No problem, because neither did I. But in this free course, I'm going to be giving you all of the necessary beginner information that I personally use to start my now 6-figure online business from scratch. And yes, just like I said, this course is absolutely free for you guys. Super excited to get started. So go ahead, grab your coffee or tea, and let's dive in. All right, and here is the comprehensive breakdown of everything I'm going to be including in this free course. You're going to be getting a complete beginner's guide on how to open and start a YouTube channel. I'm going to be touching base on some of the most profitable niches right now, but then also how to select the best niche for you. This portion of the video is also going to be discussing the monetization side of content creation. I'm going to be going over how to record and do a basic edit all from your phone. I'm going to be discussing how to further monetize your presence by utilizing some of the best content monetization tools on the market today with GetResponse. I'll be going over how to properly utilize free tools or very cheap tools that are used for research with YouTube to ensure you have the best titles and descriptions. And lastly, I'm going to be touching on how I personally create eye-catching thumbnails and how to utilize color theory and psychology to draw the viewer's attention to you. Now, all of these things are going to have timestamps in the description box down below. So if you're all set on knowing how to create a YouTube channel, but you want to learn more about research tools or tools to maximize and expand your business, no problem. Go to the description box down below right now. Just click the timestamp that you're interested in. If there is something you missed in one of the sections of this free course, no problem, go to the timestamps down below. Okay, let's go ahead and begin with the simplest task that you have when it comes to starting a content creation business. That is choosing the platform and then opening up an account with that platform. Obviously, for this video, I'm going to be discussing YouTube very specifically. However, content creation can expand to multiple platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, or X. So just understand that this can be expandable into multiple different social media platforms, but for this I'm going to be discussing YouTube specifically. So the very first step would be to go over to youtube.com and create a channel. Now, chances are most of you are watching this from an already created channel. You may choose to open up a new channel specifically for your content creation business in which you're going to be creating content and posting it on that channel. You may wish to have a separate account in which you personally watch things and comment from. That's completely up to you. But for those of you who need to open up a completely new channel and you don't know how, this section is for you. So in order to open up a brand new YouTube channel, you're going to need to go right here to youtube.com. I'm showing you this on the desktop computer, but this can be done from an iPhone. Any type of Android phone can be done from an iPad or a tablet. So whatever you have is totally fine, but just take note that this is being done on a laptop computer right now. But when you're into YouTube, you can start new by selecting sign in and then create a new account. You can use any email address to create a Google account and access YouTube features. And then you're also going to want to create a password. Once that's done and you've confirmed your email address, you've got your new YouTube channel. Now that you have your YouTube channel created, the next step is to go in and upload a profile photo and a channel banner. There is a ton of information out there on whether or not this step is actually relevant or important. I do personally feel it is important somewhat because you want it to have somewhat of a cohesive look. However, there are channels out there, of course, who did not pay any attention to that and they've still got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So for you, it's really up to you. For this free course, I'm going to be showing you how to do it anyway, and you can decide on what you want to do for your business. A couple of great ideas are just to upload a photo of yourself if it's a channel that you're going to be showing your face. And I want to show you how to create a great profile photo and channel banner for absolutely free utilizing Canva. Now, if you know how to do this step already, no problem. Go to the timestamps down below. Okay, in order to get to Canva, you're going to simply go to canva.com and create a free account. Once your account is totally created, you're going to want to type into the search box YouTube. It's then going to bring up these options here for you to choose from. So I would personally go ahead and just choose YouTube profile photo first. And for this, you can kind of make them really cohesive and look good together so that your channel really pops when somebody clicks onto it. So if you're not great with a design, Neither am I. Most people aren't if you didn't go to design school. You can simply use one of their templates here on the left, and you're going to have to select a template that's according to your own feel, according to your vibe. And then once you've selected it, you can also go in and customize it. So you're going to be able to change things like font, color, size of the font, adding other socials if you'd like to do that. Anything that you want to customize is completely customizable in Canva. Now, I do want to note here also that the design is going to appear differently for different devices that people are viewing your channel on. For example, on the computer, this is what it looks like for my channel. So it's the full version. And then on the phone, it's a smaller version. So it's just the middle portion of the channel banner. Just keep that in mind if you're concerned about the phone, the mobile device. That is the main device people view YouTube on. So you're going to kind of want to just make sure that the channel banner is nice and aligned, which will mean you keep the design focused toward the center of the channel banner when designing it. In order to upload a photo of yourself into Canva so that you can put it on the YouTube profile photo, you can just go to the upload over here on the left, get into your computer or the device that you're on, select the photo that you want to select. It's going to upload it into Canva, and then you're just going to select that photo, drag it on over into the template you chose, and move it around how you want it. Now, once you've completed the design, you're satisfied with how both of these look. For either one, you're going to go up here to the right, select download twice. After that, you can upload it directly onto YouTube by going back to YouTube and just selecting the profile photo. Or now's a great time to mention YouTube Studio. If you're not aware, YouTube Studio has an app and it also has a website location. So studio.youtube.com is the website location, or it can be downloaded in the App Store and it's under YouTube Studio app. So either one of those is going to be great, needed. Go ahead, download those two things. Get comfortable and familiar with the studio website location. Go ahead, sign in. You should be good to go with uploading your profile photo and channel banner from there. Moving right along into the next section of this course, and that is most profitable niches, and then also how to choose the right niche for you. So selecting the right niche is probably one of the most biggest factors that you need to consider when it comes to starting a content creation business. The reason for this is because niches pay differently and can get monetized differently as well. With that being said, there is so much more to content creation than simply choosing a niche based off of how much it can make you. If you care nothing about personal finance, you know nothing about personal finance, but because it has a higher rate of making you more money on YouTube, you choose to do it, it's probably going to be a bad decision, because content creation is a long-term game. Long-term in that sometimes it takes a while to actually even start monetizing your content, but also even if you get monetized within 3 months like I did on this channel, you still have to create content for years to come, which means you're going to be creating hundreds to thousands of videos on the specific niche that you choose to talk about. So before you choose your niche, you need to sit down and you need to ask yourself, could I create 1,000 videos on this topic, or am I going to be completely burnt out, sick of this subject, and completely dry of video ideas because I actually know nothing about this? If it's something you love and you're passionate about, or it's something that you consistently participate in, such as a hobby or something you love to do, that's going to be a great niche for you, because chances are you're going to be participating in it, and that's going to provide video idea after video idea after video idea, because you're basically just recording things you love, what you're interested in, what you're already doing research on, or you're already participating in. So that's going to be the best option for you. To have a successful content creation business that is surrounding what it is you love and are passionate about is the ultimate goal. So take your time and really truly think about what it is you're good at, Maybe you are good at being analytical, you enjoy politics, you're a really funny person, or maybe you're even a really negative person and you're good at that, right? You can find a niche surrounding what it is you're good at and what it is that you love. With all of that being said, here are a few popping niches right now, although I don't think you should follow trend. If this is something you're interested in, you can take note these are sort of popping right now. So number 1 is going to be sustainable living. Number 2 is psychology or mental health, PTSD, dealing with trauma. Number 3 is tech or AI channel. Number 4 is political commentary. Number 5 is world news. Number 6, personal finance. Number 7, manifesting, self-improvement techniques, positivity. I would personally love a channel on that myself, but I don't have the time. Lastly is just pure entertainment, things that are funny, things that are making people laugh, things that are keeping people engaged, just pure entertainment. That's always going to do well on this platform. You can also use the vidIQ app. That's something that I personally use, and you can look at trending topics, trending niches, trending video ideas, all that good stuff. This is a major tool that I personally use to grow on YouTube, and I'm also going to be touching base on this tool a little bit later on in the video. So let's go ahead and discuss monetization as part of the niches section. When it comes to monetization, in simple terms, monetization just means the money you're going to be making from your content creation business. How do people make money from a content creation business? One of the most well-known ways to monetize your content is through something called Google AdSense revenue. This is the ads that are placed on your videos. You are getting a portion of the ad revenue. That comes in a paycheck once a month on the 21st of the month typically, and you're going to get that paid directly into a bank account that you set up. That's going to be given to you through Google. They're going to guide you through it step by step once your channel is monetized. The amount you make is going to depend on your niche and the audience who watches your content. So that's going to create an RPM, which is the amount that you are going to make per 1,000 views on your video. It is different for every single niche. For example, on my child art YouTube channel, the RPM is around $3 to $4, somewhere around there. It varies. The RPM for my home YouTube channel is around $4 to $5, but varies. And the RPM for this channel is around $8 to $9 per 1,000 views, but it varies. As you can see, each one of these niches varies, and each video within the niche is also going to vary. The next way that I always suggest, and that most content creators are making money, is through affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is when you're marketing a product or item from another company. When somebody clicks on your link, makes a purchase, you get a small commission for it. Another way is through channel memberships, which can be done directly here on YouTube, or eventually selling their own products. I'm also going to be touching base on some advanced techniques for growing your monetization with a content creation business a little bit later on in the video, but the possibilities are truly endless with a content creation online business. Okay, let's go ahead and move into the next section of this video. And the next section of the video is going to be discussing how to record and do a basic edit for YouTube all from your phone. First things first is most of the updated phones nowadays are going to have some type of updated camera that usually can capture video in 4K. Now, if you already have a Sony a7S III camera or a Canon camera, you're a little bit more advanced than this section. That's no problem. Go ahead and skip on to the next section. But for those of you out there who are beginning your content creation business and you're a beginner, this section is going to be super helpful. So go ahead, take out your phone, go to your camera, and take a look up at typically the right or the left hand side. Take a look and see if your camera can click into 4K like I'm doing here, or HD. Like I'm showing you here in my iPhone, you can just click on this little section. It's going to switch in between 4K and HD, and then the frames per second can typically toggle between 30 or 60, and some iPhones even go to 24. This is just the normal camera video mode. So the highest quality is obviously going to be the 4K mode, and then the 30 or 60. Let me kind of give you a description for what this stands for. It stands for frames per second, and the primary difference between 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second is the smoothness of motion. So 60 FPS captures and displays more frames per second, resulting in smoother, less blurry visuals, especially during fast-paced action, while 30 FPS is more common for traditional TV and film. So I guess you could consider what I'm doing traditional TV and film. So 30 FPS would be completely fine. If you don't see your camera having the option to go to 4K, just select the HD 60 and hit record. I would also like to go ahead and mention here, if you're on an iPhone, typically an Android will do this as well. The little plus and minus sign here, this is going to give you the option to brighten or reduce the brightness of your video as you're recording. So if you're in a dark area, you need it brighter, or you want your skin tone a little bit brighter as you're recording, you can use this up and down to adjust the lighting in your video. Also, on updated iPhones, they do have the cinematic mode here, which is going to give you depth and blur your background. It's going to give you a more professional, polished look. So if you do have an updated iPhone, I would personally suggest utilizing the cinematic mode. So now that we've gone over those basic settings in the camera of your phone, once it's time to record, all you do is just select record. It's typically a record button or a round red button like mine. If you're doing a TikTok, Instagram reel, or a YouTube short, you are going to want to keep your phone vertical like this. If you're recording for YouTube, you are going to want to have your phone horizontal, such as this, and this is also referred to as 16:9. After you've recorded and stopped recording, the average phone is going to store it in your camera roll that you can then go in and edit. There are a ton of channels who are doing super well right now who do absolutely no editing. There is a style to YouTube, such as vlogs or personal videos, in which no editing is required. However, there's going to be times you want to add a little bit of music, you want to take out something you said, you want to do a nice looking edit on your videos. This portion is for you, especially beginner friendly. For super beginner friendly editing, I personally used an app I have discussed in other videos. This app is called INSHOT Video Editor. I did do a Google search, and this is available for both Android and iPhone users. All you need to do is search INSHOT Video Editor. It's going to pull it up. This is extremely affordable, you guys. I paid for an entire year for this app, only $17.99. If you want to pay monthly, it's $4.99, and if you want to do a lifelong plan, they now offer it for only $39.99. So when my year is up, I'm purchasing that. Now, once you have your InShot Video Editor app downloaded, I want you to go ahead and open it. Just go ahead, click on the app, and then select video and new, like I'm doing here. First things first, you can change the size by selecting this little icon all the way to the left. The ratio is the video aspect, but this app is so beginner friendly that it gives you the platform icons. So Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. Right here, the YouTube 16:9, like I mentioned, that's what you're going to want to select. And then this check mark button here. Everything is laid out really well on here. It's super pretty self-explanatory, but let's go over the basics. So in order to cut clips or remove parts of the video that you do not want, scroll to that portion and then select split here. That's going to cut the video in the exact spot. Then you're going to want to go to the end of the spot that you don't want in the video, split it again, select the section you want out of the video, and then just go ahead and select delete. If you want a little transition from one clip to another, so how it moves whenever the clip is going from one clip to another, you can just select this little button here. And then they have all of these different options for fun transitions. You can play around with them. You can do just like a little fade or a cut, all different kinds of things. And then I'm just going to choose this one here to show you. You can make it faster or slower depending on your style. and then just select the check mark here. You can add audio here also, so select this little button and then record. You can do like a voiceover with that. You can also add music via this button as well. Keep in mind the music on the app is copyrighted, so you're going to want to go to YouTube Studio, utilize downloaded music directly from YouTube Studio, or you can utilize third-party music platforms that are copyright free like Epidemic Sound. You can also find sound effects here right in this section as well. So under the effects, let's add like a bubble effect, and then let's go ahead and go into stickers here and add like a subscribe button with the bubble effect. If you go to GIF, you can search for anything. So I just typed in subscribe. I scrolled down here a little bit, and then I'm just going to choose this one. Add just a little bubble sound effect, and then let me go ahead and play that. So as you can hear, it's just a little sound effect with something popping up on the screen. That's the basic edit of how you do that for your video. If you need to adjust anything, you're just going to click on the video, scroll up or down, you know, in this little section here, select what it is you need to move, use your finger to move it. Now, once you're done with the edit, you can go up here to the right and download the video by just selecting the save button at the top right and then selecting your resolution. So the 1080p is the HD. So if you recorded in HD, you would just select that, and then you can also upscale it to 4K if you'd like. And then I would just suggest leaving it on MOV for the format, and frame rate again is going to be according to what it is you recorded on your phone with, so 30, 60, 24, and this app is going to save it directly to your camera roll. Once you have that completed and you're ready to upload that to YouTube, come back to the YouTube Studio here or directly in YouTube. I would suggest YouTube Studio though. Select the plus button up on the right and then go through the prompts here to upload, such as like your title, description tag, selecting your country. I'm also going to touch base on these things and how to optimize like title, description, and thumbnail in a bit, so stay tuned for how to do that. Okay, in sections 5 and 6 of this video, I'm going to be discussing how to maximize your titles, descriptions, and then also how to use color theory for thumbnails, so stay tuned for that. But in this section of this free course, I want to talk about something that's so useful when it comes to achieving a 6-figure content creation business. I also feel like if you are including this from the very beginning, you're not going to miss out on a lot of money like other content creators do, simply because they're not thinking about this portion of a content creation business. The reason so many creators don't maximize their earnings from day one is because they don't branch out to start expanding monetization ways until way later on down the road. But once you're all set with video creation, you're making those videos, you're uploading every single week, you're growing an audience, and you're connecting with your audience, it is time to expand your business. So this can be done directly from the start as you start getting subscribers to your content. A great way to do this is by utilizing content monetization tools that are available and include things like having a landing page, doing email marketing, having high quality newsletters, affiliate marketing with links, creating a website with sign up forms, and then later on down the road, even creating a paid course if that's something you're interested in. If you're already an expert in the area you decide to create a channel on, for example, if you have a college degree in tech and you want to create a YouTube channel on tech, you can create a paid course from the very beginning utilizing the knowledge you have received from your college diploma. You can base the course off of the knowledge that you've already acquired in college, turning that knowledge into income. So like I said, from day one, you can have a paid course and sell it on your page. You would be very surprised at what somebody's willing to pay for the knowledge that you have. Now, these are just a few ways that you can further monetize your content. And in this section of the free course, I want to talk about how you can utilize tools to do all of this. Now, with over 25 years of expertise, a platform like GetResponse is a tremendous resource for everything that I just mentioned. So with GetResponse, they have so many options here for monetizing your content further. So options like the email marketing, having live chats with your audience, website and landing page builders. You can also go in here and create and monetize a course for your audience, like I just stated. And then even better, it's all together on one platform. So you really get that all-in-one marketing and monetization platform. So unlike other platforms where you're going to need to break all this up, Like you'd have to have separate subscriptions for your email, separate places for your landing page, separate places for content monetization, GetResponse bundles, all of that together into one cost-effective, user-friendly platform. Something I think is really vital and important when you're starting a content creation business is to remember this is a business, and to capture your audience's data rather than relying solely on the platform is really crucial and vital. We saw that whenever TikTok went out, right? All of your audience is automatically gone, and you have no access to them, and they have no access to you. A great way to avoid that is to build an email list. So building an email list with a platform like GetResponse really ensures direct communication with your audience from the start. Email marketing also deepens relationships with your audience, builds a sense of community with your audience, and then it ultimately leads to stronger engagement and higher conversion rates amongst your audience. So what I want to do now is go through some of their features, go through how to sign up with the platform, and then also how to use their tools. The first thing you're going to have to do is sign up with their platform. I do have a direct link in the description box down below. With my link, you can create a free account. It's going to give you 30-day access to all their premium features. When signing up, you're going to just input your information here to begin with, such as an email, password, and then your demographic information here, such as address, business name, phone number. You're going to want to describe what your main goal is right now for your content creation business, and then what tools you are interested in. Then you're going to also go through the steps of describing what business or industry you're in, and then what describes you best. And for that, I'm just selecting the content creator because this is a content creation business, right? After that, you should be all signed up and able to access your dashboard. Now, in your dashboard, you're going to see the Explore GetResponse here at the top, and you're going to be able to watch tutorials for any of these tools that they have available. This is such a huge help, especially when you're just getting familiar with the platform. Most of the time you just kind of have to guess, right? If you go here to the bottom of the page, you're going to see where it says content creation, AI powered, and this is new. So they have things like publish a course, start a premium newsletter, and that is where your subscribers will pay for a premium newsletter, and that provides reoccurring monthly income for you. Again, if you're an expert in some area, having a premium paid newsletter is really beneficial for you because you're the expert in that area, right? And people will pay for your expertise. If you look here above that, they have these other options that I want to mention as well, such as building an audience with a landing page, sending and automating emails for newsletters. So it really takes down the amount of time you're spending in promoting an online store if that is something you want to have in your future. And many people do end up adding a store onto their YouTube channel. They each have a free tutorial. It's going to walk you through exactly how to use their tool, which is extremely helpful. But I'm going to just click into one of them and show you what it looks like and then what you can expect from it. So in the launch a premium newsletter, I'm just going to select this one. So when you've clicked into that tool, it's going to provide a really comprehensive breakdown of each step you need to complete to go ahead and access and have that tool up and running. This is so helpful, you guys, because as you can see here in step 1, they have a YouTube video which is going to break down exactly what you need to do, making it really simple. And then in step 2, they give you the exact steps to follow all of the way down to the last step here. And then by the last step, it says you should have that completed. So it's really walking you through it. This can be utilized for each and every one of their tools also. So it's making it really user friendly. And then I want to mention that if you decide to launch and sell your own online course or digital product, you are able to go ahead and create and sell it directly from GetResponse platform. No other software is required. I also want to note here that they are specifically designed for small businesses and solopreneurs. That means they are really cost effective, and again, you do get access to that free account with that 30-day access to all of their premium features. So you are able to go in and try it completely risk-free. Now, like I said before, taking advantage of learning all of these tools from the start is really going to set you ahead. So once you have all of that other stuff under your belt, learning about these other tools is really beneficial for you because you can get started on a lot of these from the beginning. If you watch here on YouTube any other content creators who talk about how they make money on YouTube, chances are they have multiple streams of income. And you don't need to feel like you need to reach a certain number of subscribers before you start creating multiple streams of income. Let's go ahead and move into section 5 of this free course. And section 5 is specifically going to be breaking down how to create great titles and descriptions and great tools that can be used for this that are free or very cheap. So the importance of titles and descriptions is something that definitely can vary depending on the channel. And some titles may seem very basic, but they do really well. And some titles may seem really amazing, but the video doesn't perform as well. This is because there are other factors behind how a video performs other than just titles and descriptions. I also want to dive just a little bit into the psychology behind what makes a video perform well overall. And obviously we're all always learning about this. We're all always learning on how to maximize our content, what works, what doesn't work, and what works for our specific audience. So each channel has a very specific audience. This is why it's important to learn your audience. Like I said, I'm not an expert in this. I'm still learning myself, but what I am going to do is just talk a little bit about what I have learned thus far. First, let's talk about the couple of tools that I use to maximize my titles and descriptions, and then we'll go on into the psychology behind it. So the very first tool that I personally use for great titles or descriptions or video ideas is directly from YouTube Studio. It can be found under Analytics tab here in the YouTube Studio. This tool is going to assist you with finding other videos in your niche who are uploading similar topics, and then it's also going to give you guidance on what people are looking for. It's also going to give you ideas for shorts, for YouTube Shorts on your channel. Now, the second tool that I use and cannot live without anymore, I actually bought a complete year subscription to, is vidIQ. This tool is packed with crazy useful AI help for your channel. So it does tons of optimization features such as writing titles for you here, completely doing the descriptions. So for example, when I go to upload a video in the YouTube Studio, vidIQ is directly connected. So it will completely give me a description recommendation, and all I have to do is say yes and adds it to the video. So really helps me to save time. Another cool and helpful feature is vidIQ is directly connected to YouTube. So you can see how other channels are performing, what videos are doing well, how many views per hour they're getting on what videos. It really doesn't get easier than that. That's why I'm suggesting it here, because it's one that has helped me personally. Now, I do have an affiliate link in the description box down below. You can get your first month for only $1. So if you are interested in checking out this tool, definitely go try it out for yourself with my link down below. Ultimately, doing your best from the start and utilizing proper analytic tools, like I mentioned before, it's not going to hurt, and you might as well just use them, especially if they're free or cheap. Moving on to the very last section of this free course, and that is how to create eye-catching thumbnails. I'm also going to briefly be discussing how to utilize color theory to maximize a person's attention to your channel when they see your thumbnail. I want to first discuss in this last section of the course psychology, because if you guys didn't know, I have a degree in psychology. So I am interested in the mind, how the mind works, and color theory is super important. So when there are two contrasting colors placed together on a thumbnail, this naturally causes the mind to pause for a minute, which is exactly what you want. When somebody is scrolling YouTube and they're seeing boring thumbnail, basic thumbnail, and then they see a thumbnail that causes them to pause only for a second, that's how you know you have a decent thumbnail. Does this mean that all thumbnails need contrasting colors for somebody to click on them? Not necessarily. It's just a technique that can be used to help generate more eyes on your content. There are also times in which complementary colors are used. You see that a lot as well. So what I want to do is kind of pop up here on screen screen a color wheel. So contrasting colors on this color wheel are any colors that are directly across from one another in any direction. Those are called contrasting colors. Here are a few examples of shows or movies on TV that are popular, and I want you to pay attention close to the color palettes that they use. So one of the most popular combinations is blue and yellow. Those are contrasting colors. And here are some of those popular TV shows. So you've got Spider-Man 2, The Bourne Identity, Night at the Museum, Cowboys and Aliens. As you can see here, they're all using that yellow and blue contrast, and they've got great photos here. There are also some YouTube channels here that I've gathered of thumbnails that are using blue and yellow. They've used the same combo and they've seen success. That's just a simple example of color theory, but I'm going to have a resource down below. Now let's go ahead and talk about the actual creation of thumbnails. For this, I'm going to be using Canva. If you're not interested, you can skip to another section or the conclusion of this free course. But again, we're going to be going over to canva.com and you're going to be selecting YouTube thumbnail. It's going to give you the exact perfect dimension for your thumbnail. And again, they're going to have a ton of templates here on the left that you can use and edit yourself. What I suggest is gathering some great clear photos of yourself that are clear to see. Go ahead, hit the upload button, upload those directly into Canva so you have them. Once you've got a template that looks good to you, you can go in, upload your photo that you've already put into Canva, and then select it, put it into the thumbnail like here. You're gonna wanna remove the background. You can do that by going up here to the top, selecting this button here, and then just removing the background. You can also add a shadow here by selecting this button. You can change colors around. What I do suggest is always make sure that your face is clear and make sure it's sort of closer. You don't want your image to be far back and then there to be a lot of empty space. I actually watched a Mr. Beast interview and he discussed how you should never have empty space on a thumbnail. I thought that was quite interesting. So keep that in mind when you're creating your thumbnails. There's tons of graphics in Canva. Over here under this button here, you can type in just about any graphic if there's something you do want to add to a thumbnail. I want to mention that if you have other channels in your niche that you watch or pay attention to, look at thumbnails that are performing well for them. Pay attention to the attributes of those thumbnails. Further on down the road, you can also pay people to do your thumbnails. A website that you can utilize to find thumbnail designers is Behance, and I am going to have that in the description box down below. Studying thumbnails is something that I still do to this day because it's constantly changing. It's an evolving idea here with content creation. So paying attention to what's working, what's not working, what people are sick of, new ideas. It's just exciting and it's something that I'm always paying attention to. I think in the beginning, the most important thing is for you to just make sure you're having clear photos of your face and of yourself, and then making those thumbnails sort of pop with contrasting colors. It's the best thing that you can do in the beginning. There's a big wave of other types of thumbnails that are really aesthetically pleasing and just simple with simple wording on them. And there's all kinds. Just sort of pay attention to your niche and what's doing well for the niche that you end up going into, because all niches have different thumbnails that do well. So it's really going to depend on that. Okay, everybody, that does it for my first free course. After you've begun your content creation business, the only real goal that you should have is to remain consistent, because consistency is the name of this game.